Hello friends, good morning, good morning. I wanted to give you a little tip on creating those washy backgrounds that I used to do this all the time with my florals. I recently got more the last few years into simplicity where I leave the background white, but I did want to help you out with creating those backgrounds that are nice and washy and have that organic edge. So I think these tips might help you. What I typically do is I start with the wash and I try to use a color palette, whether it's analogous, meaning they're right next to each other on the color wheel, or, they go together somehow. If I'm going to be doing a floral that really pops, I'm using a really bright color. I sometimes will even use a neutral background, maybe of some neutral colors like burnt sienna or yellow sienna with some yellow ochre, and it's really a beautiful combination. So here's a couple tips for you. I wet my background. I'm just using my big old bad boy brush here. And I'm wetting the background. Really, you can even have some puddles here, whatever you want. And then there's a couple different ways. Of course, I can go in with a little bit of color. Let me grab my pink here in my palette. So I can go in and start laying it down, but I'm not going right up to the edge because that gives me that washy edge then that I really want. I can also, here's another tip, you can go in with a pencil, and I'm just going to use my handy dandy little sandpaper here, and I will sharpen the edges there. And now I've got all those colors there, and I can go in and kind of swish it around like so. But one of my big tips, because I don't necessarily want it all to have a hard edge, so I will go in with the water starting away from the edge and go into it. Dampen my brush, go into it, because what that's going to do is soften the edge but not give me the hard edge. So it just gives this nice washy effect. You can also go in with some splatters and let that move around. So that's my tip for you today. I hope you have fun and, practice with these light washes behind your watercolor flowers. I think you'll have a lot of fun. Happy painting.